So we're on a little trip. We're going on a bit of a road trip. Well, it ain't a road trip. Well, it is a road trip. We're on the road. We're on a road trip. We're on the road. I'm going to pick up something a little bit exciting. A little bit exciting. So we're currently going through a load of stupid roadworks. What's going on over here? I have no idea. I haven't been down this road for quite some time now. But a lot of bastards keep putting the speed limits down on this rubbish, doing our road works and things. But so we've got a trip of an hour and 25 minutes. We're going all the way to go to Ipswich. Oh, we love it a bit of Ipswich. So we'll have a look and see what we get when we get there. Just been on a little trip to pick this up, what I've just picked up, but well, I may put it in the title what I picked up, I don't know yet. But he turned up and he goes, RustySkull, is it? And I was like, bloody hell dude, you watch my videos. Sweet. So I've met someone that actually watches my videos. I've never met anyone in real life before that watches my videos, so pretty sweet. I did ask him what his name was, but I forget what it was now. His YouTube name, I forget. If he told me, I forget what it was. Anyway, so we're here, just picked it up, what I've got, and hot snacks. I could do with a hot snack. Oh mate, already good. I'm bloody hungry. I'm about to go in Burger King. Anyway, so I'm gonna have to put it in the old sat nav for how to get home. It said it was going to take an hour and a half to get here, but it only took me an hour. So it's nearly 8:15, so it wasn't too bad. It's nice and scenic around here. I like it around here. On a farm. Look, there's some of it there. There's some farm. Bit of farm. Oh. Sweet, well, let's go home. Just decided, you know, that's going to be in the title anyway, what I've just gone and got. So I've gone and found myself a nice lawn mower. That's what I've gone and found myself. It turns out this bloke here, not only does he watch my videos, but he imports them and collects them. I think he said he had about 20 of them. So I forgot to ask him at the time, but I'm going to send him a message and I'm going to say, dude, look, if you get any more and you want to sell any more, let me know, because I'm definitely interested, you know. The only reason I collect the Kirby vacuum cleaners is because, you know, they're a bit rare and they're very good quality. So now I think I'm going to start collecting these lawnmowers here, these lawn boy ones, because they're quite rare in this country. But as well as that, they're very good quality. You can tell that already, you know, not plastic or nothing. So we'll have a look when we get there, when we get home. Well, it won't be today now. It's getting a bit dark now. Look. Getting a bit dark now. Well, it ain't getting dark yet, it's only 8:30, but it will be getting dark soon. Everybody else has their lights on already. I don't see the point in that. It's a waste of light bulbs, isn't it? Wasting light bulbs. Why would you put your lights on already when it's not even dark? Just got back, just got home. This is what we've got. It's getting a bit dark out here now, but this is what we've got. So it won't be looking at it this evening now. Well, it's getting a bit late. It's like 9:30, so get out and have a look at it tomorrow, I suppose. Right, so let's have a bit of a closer look at this then.
literally this is the next day now, so we're in a bit more daylight. I can actually see what we've got here. It needs a bit of a clean here and there, but it seems in overall good condition. I haven't seen it running. He did try to start it when I was there, but it wasn't starting. But I have noticed that there's a little thing here where it says fuel. That way is closed and that way is open. And it was on the closed position, so that might be why. So in fact, I'll put that to open now, and then that can be filling that carb up at the moment. It has got some petrol in there. It's got some in there. It smells alright. It said it's been about 6 months since it was last ran. So we'll see what it's like. Seems in good condition now. We've got the primer. Feels like it's working. Little key. Not too much rust anywhere. All the wheels seem alright. We've got Lawn Boy. Model, I'm assuming that's supposed to say model number, 4651. Sadly, that part's been cut off, so we can't see that. 2.6 kilowatt, 3,300. That must be revs, that must be the revs. So, it's not in that bad of a condition, seems alright. Let's see if we can actually get it to run. What does that say? None of that appears to be in any English. Let's see if we can get it to run, shall we? We might be able to. Now I've left that on the open position. So I've already given that a few primes. So it is quite smoky. Does sound like it's running a little bit slow as well. He did say that it was running slow. I wouldn't say that was 3,300 RPM. So probably gonna take the carb apart and give it a clean out anyway, since this is going to be a little bit of a sort of like a project mower, trying to get it properly clean and properly nice. So might as well start taking it apart. Give the carb a clean out anyway, make sure the float's all set properly, and see how we can get it running. I reckon we can get it running back to how it should be. Right, we've got a little bit of a better view in here now. When we go under here, we're taking, all I've done is undone a couple of bolts that were there and 4 screws on top, and now we're able to take the petrol tank off, and the only thing stopping it's the pull start, but that's not a problem because that's out of the way there. There's no problem there. So now we can see what we're dealing with under here. So what we need to do, you unbolt this, unscrew this here, so we can take the carb off. and we can have a look inside there and give it a bit of a clean out, make sure it's all nice and clean. And while I'm here, I don't know if I've got any brake cleaner left, but I'm going to find something, degrease or something, and clean all around here, get rid of all the dirt, make it all nice and clean, so that, yeah, I'm just going to make the whole lot nice and clean, basically. Make it a proper nice clean project mower. Because when you get something that's quality, you want to make it, you know, look after it a little bit, don't you? So, give it a nice clean up, I suppose. Once I get it running properly, I've got some nice long grass I'm going to go and give it a test on. Right, so I've just unclipped the air filter housing, just unclipped that little metal clip that went across to there. So what do we think the air filter is going to be like? Usually on mowers like this, you know, older ones, don't know how old this is yet actually, but usually on ones that are like this, the air filter has completely had it. But given that this mower come from a collector, it's got 20 odd of them, alright, it's not the cleanest because he used it. He says he used it, you know, as a mower. He didn't just put it in the collection and leave it there. It's a bit dirty on the outside, oil everywhere, but I'm going to say, because it was from a collector, it's probably had a new filter in it, it's probably been looked after. So we should expect a good bit of foam in here, a good bit of sponge. So let's see what we've actually got. Well, that's broken there, unfortunately, but I can always glue that back together. I can put a little bit of glue on there. Well, to tell you the truth, this doesn't look that good, does it? Ah, not at all. Oh, no wonder it's running smoky. Well, I don't know what to say about that. No wonder it's running smoky, man. Look at that. That may or may not be the original proper air filter for it, or a proper air filter. To me, that just looks like a bit of sponge. But, you know, there's no reason why you can't just stuff a bit of sponge in there. So it'll be alright. But that's not very good at all, is it, eh? It's got mould on it and all. Look, it's even got mould growing on it. I've never seen mould growing on an air filter before. Well then, old dude. You say you watch my videos, so you'll probably be seeing this. What's going on with this air filter, mate? Blimey. I was expecting a nice bit of foam in there. But that's going to be part of our problem, because not only is it quite dirty, it hasn't got a lot of fuel in it. It's got a bit there, but I reckon part of the reason why it's running a bit smoky and a bit slow is because this is stuffed up, you know, it's no good. So it's not getting enough air in there. But I'm still going to take the carb off anyway and give that a clean out, because that'll be quite relevant. In fact, I think what I'll do before I take it off, I'll spray it, I'll clean it all first, get rid of all the dirt and oil that is everywhere. But I'm going to have to find a new air filter for that. A new bit of sponge, because that ain't no good. Can't be having that. That's all starting to break up as well. And what happens when they break up is they start sucking bits of foam in there. Blocks up the carb, but the bits that go through, they'll just burn off, you know, the bits that do go through. But it starts to block up your carb, and that ain't what you want. You don't want to be sucking up bits of foam. So I need a new one of them now. People always say to me, why do you have so much rubbish? Why do you have so many cans up there? What's with all the cans? Why do you buy so many for so many things? Well, for times when I get a little project, need a bit of stuff, it runs out, I've got another one, ready and rock and roll. No going to the shop. There we go. There it is. There's our little carb. Lovely, eh? Lovely job. You've got little holes there. I just realised. Look, put your screwdriver through to get the screws. Oh my god. They think of everything. You know, Stuff that's made in England is good, you know. All this stuff made in bloody China, it's no good, is it, eh? Well, these probably are made in China for all I know. I mean, who knows, man, but who knows here? Well, half this stuff ain't in bloody English, but I think most of these are Canadian or American. Right, got the screws undone. We've got full of petrol in here, obviously. Petrol everywhere. But the screws are undone. Float bowl is ready to come off. There's a bit of dirt in there. You can't probably see it because it's a black float bowl, but there's a little bit of dirt in there. There's a mesh on the bottom of this car, on the bottom of this. It's a little bit squashed. But you know what? I love working on things like this because the smell of this has made my whole garage just smell of that wonderful old two-stroke smell. And I love it. But that seems to be working anyway. You can see the little valve going up and down as it should do. So I wonder if it's just set wrong. I wonder, is there any screws? There is a screw. There's a screw on the top there. Looks like it could be a fuel end screw. I may be wrong, or at least an air screw, one or the other. Now, I would usually blow this out with air, but the time is a little bit late, as you can probably see by my watch. It's 8:15 at night. And that compressor is a bit loud, so I can't turn it on to put air in it in order to blow this out. So I'm using a load of carb spray. Wouldn't usually be my method for doing it like this. I know I did it earlier. I cleaned it up with the carb spray, and that was just, well, for a bit of fun. But usually I'd get the air gun, blow all the dirt and debris away from here with the air. But usually, if I'm doing anything this late at night, the compressor's either still got air in it from something I was doing earlier on in the day, or I'm doing this earlier on in the day, so I can turn the compressor on. And they still moan, them neighbours, they still moan about the noise. But, you know, it's the daytime, so I just say, look, it's daytime, so that's that. You know, I'm doing stuff, at least, you know, can't moan at me for doing stuff. But if it's night time, like this, all the old people around here, they settle down and watch television and things like that. And they look very happy at night time if you make a bit of noise. So let's see if we can get this little pin to come up out of here. There we go, that little pin holds that in place. Now, there is a little bit of dirt that's come out. How can we, there's a little bit of dirt that, can you just see it on this side of that needle valve? It's just on the side of it there, a little bit of dirt. Yeah, it moves around. So that come out on it already. So you know, that may be contributing to it. Who knows? I don't really know. But everything seems to be pretty clean in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give this a bit of a clean up. Clean it all inside and out. Like I said, I would usually blow it all out while I'm here. I'd blow all the little passageways and jets and everything out with air. But I can't do that. I may do it another day during the daytime, maybe at the weekend during the day when I can turn the compressor on. But as for the time being, for now, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to clean it out with carb spray, blow it with my mouth, blow it with my own air, put it back together. Yeah, that's that. Now, I know I haven't cleaned under the engine or under the petrol tank or anything yet, and I know the air filter's still off. And I know what I said about putting the compressor on at this time of night. But I can't help it, man. I want to see if this is going to run any better than it did. So, I'm going to start it up in here and see what happens. I've turned the petrol on. There doesn't appear to be any leaks, so we should all be good there. I think it's that way. I can hear it. Sounds like it's primed a bit. Will it run? Will it run any better? Let's find out. Well, I think it's running a bit better, but there's a few things I want to do before we can verdict. That's with that filter back in. So what I've done is I've put that old filter back in. I've given it a little bit of a clean, put the old filter back in, put the cover back on, and I've been playing around with there's that little slidey thing, and if you look on the cover, here, there's a tortoise and then there's a hare and there's arrows that point up. So that little slidey thing is obviously something to do with the revs. So I've stuck it all the way as far as it will go on the hare for the time being. That wasn't where it was when I bought it. Now this bloke said it was running slow. It's definitely got a problem with it, but I wonder if the throttle had just moved and it was on the lower, bit lower. But moving that slider doesn't seem to do a lot. It doesn't seem to actually move anything. So I'm just going to play around with it. But what I'm going to do is just going to start it up one more time, because I'm probably pushing me luck with the old neighbours, the old man over there next door, that old bloke, the old grumpy dude's probably starting to get a bit of steam out of his ears at the moment. So, but I've played around with that. I've stuffed it on as far as it will go to the hair. Put that old filter back in just for a bit of resistance, because some engines will run alright without an air filter, but other ones need an air filter to create a bit of resistance. Otherwise they'll just run bad, they'll hunt up and down, they'll start to run lean, because they need a bit of resistance. They got too much air. So I think that was the case. Running it without the air filter, it sounded a little bit lean, in my opinion. It sounded a bit, you know, it didn't sound very happy. And I haven't got any foam. I haven't got any foam at the moment. I used to keep a big slab of foam so I could just cut air filters. But I've used it all and probably lost some somewhere. So I've got no foam. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start it up now, so we'll see what it's like after I've had a fiddle around with it. Because I don't know what it's going to run like yet after I've fiddled with it. Then I'm going to go and see if I can find a genuine air filter. If it's in America, it depends on the postage, the price. I may ship one over. Depends, probably not. If I can find one in the for UK English post, then I'll get a genuine air filter. If not, I'm just going to buy a slab of foam, air filter foam, because you can buy a big slab of air filter foam. It's made for air filters, and you just cut it how you want it. I'll probably just buy a big slab of that, make a new air filter. That's that job done. Put that back together. And then in the next video, we'll put a new air filter on it, and then we'll take the carb apart again and we'll have a little play about. But in the process, I'm going to clean the whole engine. The whole engine's going to have a clean up. Probably get a new spark plug for it, even though it runs, and the plug is fine obviously because it runs, but I'd get a new plug for it. And we'll turn it upside down, we'll have a look at the blade and have a look at the deck and do everything, and I'm going to slowly restore the whole mower. So that's what it's going to be in the next video. But let's start this up now and see what it's going to run like. When I started it up earlier on, it started to cut the carpet. Probably not a good idea to start it on a loose carpet. But anyway, let's see what it's going to run like now. Hopefully it'll run a bit faster than it was, and hopefully it won't sound as lean. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Who knows? Is much better than it was. I reckon I've nearly fixed the issue, so I think it probably still could get a bit higher on the revs though. I think that might still be a bit low, but I don't know really. I don't think that's 3,300, but it may be alright. It probably definitely cut grass alright like that. That seems like a good sort of rev to sort of cut some grass, but I reckon it might go a bit higher. But we'll have a play around with it. The purpose of this video was, well, the purpose of doing this entirely, I mean, I would have been doing it anyway. I just wanted to try and get it to actually run, you know, actually run quite smooth, just to see what I was got to play with. So, you know, I might even get some new gaskets. I've got gasket paper, so I can make new gaskets for the carb there. So at least I know that it is going to run nicely. It's going to be a good mower. Good, once I've restored it and everything, it's going to be a good mower. So sweet. Check in for the next video, the next installment, when we put a new air filter in and mess around with it and do whatever. Brilliant.